Right, this is the Deckel FP1 Universal Toolmakers Milling and Boring Machine, serial number FP1 2101-1651, new 1981.
And yeah, I mean, we can come around the machine, take a look at a few things. We've got our manual controls here, table, spindle, we'll run that in a minute. I didn't bring out the handle for the quill feed, but here it is here, so that's pretty nice shape too, so you kind of get a look at the quill. And spring return, if I let go of it, it goes up nice. Okay. Yeah, a couple other stops and blocks that we won't get into, all the minor stuff. Coolant is up through here, work lamp is all through here. Of course, this would take the handle assembly for this side if you didn't have it on that side. You can see all the scales you're panning through here. That table looks clean, T-slots are clean, nothing's busted out. And yeah, we put the cap back on because we put some oil in there to make sure that got oiled up. So that's the oiler, way lube, and of course scales, vertical, horizontal. You got 3 of them on there. They're using all 3 scales. So as I said, the oiler, main spindle drive is down low here as you come across. Below that is the feed motor. And they threw a transformer on here, which is nice for work lamp and digital readout, and that's nice that they did that instead of using the one inside the cabinet. So you got 4 reverse switch for the spindle, and then your tags right next to it. It's just rotation. And the switch gear, transformers, all 3 transformers. I think there's the feed drive box here, of course, and a couple overloads up on top. That's it. 3-phase coming in, and as you pan to your left here, after you come out of here, you'll see I'm temped in with a transformer. The transformer is basically 240, 480. I'm coming in with a little bit lower voltage, but it's basically low voltage in, high voltage out to the machine, and the machine runs fine. It's happy. So, and it has field taps on there, so it's the cabinet part of this now too, and yeah, I've got my other stuff on top, but I didn't know that we had this over here. I forgot. Okay, so yeah, various different heads, 4-jaw chuck up in there, another tail stock with center. There's all kinds of good stuff with this thing. Sure. And yeah, books, documentation's all here. Electrical drawings are in here. Operator manuals in here. All kinds of documentation for some of the switch gear inside the panel. And as I mentioned earlier, we've got the DRO on here. I can just go through manually right here and just show you all 3 of them because let me see, here's the one in the middle, there's Y, which is my cross feed, of course, bringing in the column. That's the manual. Both of these are driven, but I can engage them because I got these nice little nylon pieces up here, so it makes them engaged all the time basically. That's the lower control. And this guy down here, it's vertical, moving up and down. That all works. So yeah, they're all good. Before we go into feed, this is all feed across here, and there's feed control off the pots. You've got low speed, high speed on the spindle. We can play with a little bit of that too right away. Low and high on the spindle, and then you've got low and high range on the spindle gearbox. So basically gives you 4 speeds for each one of these 4 positions, which I guess is about 16 speeds. So right now I'm on the brown, and if I hit low, that would be 630. If I hit high, it'll be 1250. So I'm just going to hit low speed. You see everything turning, the hand wheel, horizontal, vertical, it's all engaged. And that would be 630. And then if I stop that, and I go to high speed, we jump to 1250, which is that. And shutting that off, now we flip this over, and now we're in the low range. 100 on 1 speed here. You see 100? You just kind of pull back and you see them all pretty good, not a problem. And I'm just going to bounce through a couple of them, Pete. And then high speed, which is the white, 200. Moving right along. Okay. It all sounds good. I'm gonna go to a different range over here now, which is, lower. Okay, so 63 on 1, just to show you some of this, and that's off. Speed 2 would be 125. And then one more time, we'll switch it up to high range on the brown. See if I can get that to go in. There we go. Now we'll be 400 and 800 on these 2 buttons. Here's 4. And here's 800. So that said, we can feed independently, so we can leave the spindle off and now just start feeding. Here's creep feed for whatever I've got engaged, and in no particular order because I haven't even got this thing figured out yet. I think there's like 5 positions where you can have one or the other or both, and forward and reverse. So there's a lot going on here, and I'll just kind of play hit and miss with it. But right now, let's see what's engaged. I'm just gonna hit creep feed. Let's see if we get something. I might be a neutral now. Okay, so there's something. I'll just turn it on and let's work the dial. We'll turn that on. That's this, okay, and I'll speed it up, and you can see the DRO and the feed and my pot. You can probably hear it too. That's faster. There's slower. Shut that off. I think that's just the opposite direction now, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And if I shut this off, I should have creep feed. Yeah, there's creep feed, which has nothing to do with the pot. That's all that is creep feed. Now, if I switch over, I don't even remember what this gives me. Let's find out. Oh, it's both of them going in that direction. And again, high and low. And off. And I think there's one more position here. If I come over here, I think that's maybe the same thing, but the other direction. Oh, now they're both going opposite. That's what it is. They don't both go the same way now, they go opposite. So several different ways this can go, but they all work fine. And I think there might be one more, but I'm not even sure. I might have missed one. Back down to 1. And then again, fast speed. And if I stop it, let's go the other way one more time. I think it's straight back. I'm not sure. Let's see. That's that one direction. And now there's the other direction. And so that's feed. That all works nice. And I don't know. Let's see what else. We got the digital readout working. All this works. Brake on, off. Again, spindle. That all runs good. There's our 400, 800. With the feed. And stop feed, stop motor, stop machine. That's pretty much it on this one. As far as functionality goes.